A Plaguelands Media production.
Hey everyone, this is Hugh from Plaguelands Media bringing you another horror book review for our Plaguelands Media Horror October. Today I'm looking at Stephen King's Cycle of the Werewolf with illustrations by Bernie Wrightson. Now this is a very short read, this is a very quick read. I've been looking forward to this one. I read this when I was in high school, really wanted to read it again. So I'm just going to go straight into the next episode of So simply put, Cycle of the Werewolf is exactly what the title says. It's just a werewolf story. Stephen King wrote this following the months of the year. So the first chapter, of course, is January, then February. And at the beginning of each chapter, you get a Bernie Wrightson black and white. And in the middle of the chapter, you get a Bernie Wrightson color image. I thought the art in this book was absolutely fantastic. It added a lot to the story, which is good because honestly, there's not much of a story here. The setting is a small town called Tarker's Mills, I should say. And in almost every chapter, it's just about a werewolf, the werewolf killing another person in the town. All of the people in this town are typical Stephen King characters. You've got, the guy that beats up his wife. You got the town drunk. You got this guy. You got that guy. The main character is a boy in a wheelchair called Marty, who is the one that ends up basically solving who the werewolf is and working out how to get rid of the werewolf. That's pretty much all there is to say about this. The writing of Stephen King, it's fantastic. Each chapter is really well written, but there's just not a lot here. There are books out there about werewolves that go into a lot more depth, but I think look at that art. I think this was an experiment. This was like a calendar or something. You were supposed to read it over a year, once a month, something like that. I don't really know, but it's a pretty good Stephen King novel. It's a pretty good werewolf book. Very short read, very quick read. Not very much to say about this one. I do recommend it though, if you just want a really quick kind of werewolf story. This was also made into a film called Silver Bullet. The problem with the film is that it's very obvious who the werewolf is from like a single scene. They followed this very closely to an extent, but trying to work out who the werewolf is wasn't really a huge part of this book because the werewolf was the focus of most of the chapters. It was just after Marty was attacked right there by the werewolf that he starts to get a little more focus. Not a lot of the characters are as well-rounded as a typical Stephen King novel. I mentioned that before, but I think the best character in here, at least the best written character in here, is the school librarian who repeatedly beats his wife and treats her like absolute horseshit. And spoiler alert, gets absolutely massacred at the end of this. It's fucking great comeuppance. So there you have it, Stephen King, Cycle of the Werewolf. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. Yeah, most importantly though, stay safe, have a fantastic rest of your day. Read a fucking book, people.